Man City 2, Aston Villa 0. And where do we even start with that game? No, I'm going to apologise in advance because I think I'm going to have to take a step back here and just go a little bit more explicit. But overall, I'm very disappointed in that result, and quite frankly, officiating was shit. It was absolutely poor. In terms of what we're talking about in the game, there's not really much to talk about with Villa because Villa really didn't do much, although they had the odd chance here and there. Overall, for about 85, 80 minutes of the game, we were just being dominated by Manchester City. And looking at our positive foot defensively, we did really bloody well. I think sometimes we just rode our luck out a little bit, but I think other times we defended really solid, kept a nice line. I thought our fullbacks were doing really well. Cash, Mings, Konza, Targets were having some really good games there. And then when we did get the chances, I felt like we just didn't put them away as much. But it was nice to see that we were almost so close before the 2 goals went in that we did have a really good chance of trying to nick some 3 points there. But let's talk about the goals. Now, the first goal, I don't get how it's not marked off offside. Rodri comes in from an offensive position and catches Mings off guards, and Bernardo Silva was able to whip in a good ball into the top corner and score the first goal from there. So obviously, officiating wise, that was really poor. It should have been offside. I don't get the point of what VAR is there for if you're not going to be marking them offside, but you're going to be marking Watkins offside by his shirt collar at West Ham and other goals like that. It's absolutely pathetic and stupid. John Moss is a shit referee and you should not be playing or having a part in games anymore. Absolutely poor. Sending Dean Smith off, who understandably is going to be furious, but really can't take criticism or any feedback. You shouldn't be refereeing. And obviously, if you can't see that, BT refs have said it. I think one of our linos even said it was an offside, and yet it still wasn't given. And the fact that we have VAR, this technology that's meant to make the game more fair and precise, the fact that it hasn't been able to see a decision like that is absolutely poor. But let's move away from that. Let's talk about Mings. Now, obviously, a lot of people say Mings was having a good game, and to be fair, I think I would agree with you. He was having a very good game, a little bit shaky at points, but I thought he was having a really good game. But then again, we've got the same Mings here that's always liable to a mistake. And what happens? He doesn't clear the ball properly, and ultimately, for me, ruined the game after the 80 minutes. And it's just not good enough. I did suggest it, and now admittedly he wasn't fit, so understandably, I retract what I do say. But considering the Manchester United game and when he was brought back into the team after his sending off, I don't understand why House was not starting initially. But obviously he wasn't fit, so that's fine. But for me, I don't understand how House is not starting the Man U game and is not, if he was fit, not to have been starting this game. Because I think he's been the better defender than Mings has been, and I don't understand what he's been doing. We know Mings has got a mistake in him. He's not really had a massively standout game this year, and I think he has been more prone to mistakes than really good games. And overall, it's happened again. So for me, I would perhaps look into a new centre half, considering if House is not fit and we've still got Ingles, but even though Ingles is going to be off, I'd perhaps start to look at a new centre half. Second goal, it was a handball by Cash, and then it led to a penalty. Really got no complaints there. I know people want to compare. I think it was the De Bruyne handball from the one opportunity that we had from McGinn. But I think with where Cash's hands are, he's pretty much going for it. And I think it's just one of them, considering none of us really knows what the handball rule is. I'd say, yeah, that's fine. It's just it is what it is. But overall, I'm just really furious and disappointed because I think we should be coming out of that with a point. It would have been a very, very good point considering the circumstances behind Villa coming back into this game. And overall, I'm coming out of this disappointed and angry at a lack of concentration from Mings, but also really poor and disgraceful officiating from the FA and overall the referees. It's just a really, really disappointing result. And to think, had we got this point, a really good confidence boost, keep us in that momentum for top 6. We'd still have been looking at going into the next games against Newcastle and Burnley, 2 pretty easy games on paper. And we could have been having a really good run of confidence there before moving on to, I believe, Tottenham or Crystal Palace. It would have been some really good games to go into, but I think it's just a really big shame of what's happened tonight. Because I think overall it's a missed opportunity, playing mistake. But overall, I think really we're just going to have to look at this and say, is what it is. We're just going to have to move on. But I think we've got to look on the positive and say, you know what, defensively we did do well. Really should have been coming out of it with a point. And overall, I don't want this to detract from the players' performances as we go into hopefully 2 games where we will bounce back and hopefully try and push us back into the top of the table. So that is my reaction to Manchester City 2, Aston Villa 0. Put your thoughts in the comments down below. Shambles, weren't it? Absolutely shambles. Well, until next time, I've been Ben, up the Villa, with the pride of it. We'll see you later, boys.